Hey, hi everyone. Today, let's start a new discussion or a new lecture series, which is on Hindu law. This entire discussion is based on the book titled Hindu Law by Dr. Rakesh Ainapur, which is available on Amazon, Flipkart, and Vision Bookstore. You can also download the soft copies on Google Play and Amazon Kindle. We will go through concept of Hindu, who actually Hindu is, and then uh, what is the Dharma and how Dharma is going to impact on the legislations of Hindu law, to whom all these Hindu laws are applicable, and what are the various Hindu laws introduced so far. The next one is so important, like the sources of Hindu law. There are various sources, ancient and modern sources. We will go through those things, and followed by school of Hindu laws. There are variations in Hindu law. There are two major schools, Mitakshara and Dayabhaga. So we'll go through that. And finally, we conclude this chapter by going through key case laws, and then we will quick recap and few exam questions. That's how I structured this video. Let's start our discussion on knowing who is Hindu and Dharma and Dharmashastra's impact on legislations. There are two theories on how the term Hindu is derived. The term Hindu is derived from Greek word Indoi, which is nothing but a inhabitants of Indus Valley civilization. The other theory says that the Sanskrit word Sindhu, the inhabitants of Sindhu River, nothing but a Sindhu Valley civilization or Indus Valley civilization. So one point is very clear here, that Hindu is not a religion from the beginning. It is like a geographical representation. This was not the name of any religion. It was stating that the people who are living near Indus Valley civilization or near Sindhu River, they are Hindus. The way of life of a people who are living at Indus Valley civilization or in Sindhu River, near Sindhu River, is called as a Hindu. But now this has taken a turn as like a Hinduism, as one of the oldest religion in the world. We'll go through those things, how it emerged and everything. So first question is, the Hindu law governs the lives of Hindus in India. So then question arises, who is Hindu? Though it is a geographical representation in the beginning, but is it holds same even today? Let's see that. And then how Dharma is the most important pillar for Hindu laws, and then how this Dharma is playing or influencing on Hindu law, that we will see. What are the various sources of Hindu law in this video. And then there are some variations, right? Always when any person gives some law, then there will be some variations. And then here we have Mitakshara and Dayabhaga, two schools, and we will go through that. So I structured the entire content of Unit 1 in 3 videos. In the first video, we will see who are Hindus, and then uh, what are the various Hindu laws which are enacted and to whom it is applicable, some basic concepts. Then we will go through what are the various sources of Hindu law, and finally we will see the two different schools of Hindu law, Mitakshara and Dayabhaga. Let's embark on a timeless journey. We will see like how Hindu law traversed from ancient scriptures to and holy texts to a modern day codified law. It started with Dharma and now it is ended with codified law. How this is transformed is a subject matter of our videos, upcoming videos. Let's go through that. So as of now, like we know that the term Hindu is derived from Sanskrit word Sindhu, or people say it as a Greek word Indus. So both are same, like Sindhu River civilization or a Sindhu Valley civilization or an Indus Valley civilization. It has come, but now it has taken as a religious name. So we call that as an Hinduism. So Hindu is a person who is a follower of a Hinduism. So the persons who are adherents to an Hinduism are called as Hindu. So it is one of the oldest religions in the world, Hinduism. So other religions like Christianity, which came around, like which is that after that Jesus Christ, like you know, and it is almost 2,000 year old, and then the Islam in the 6th, 7th century time period. So predominantly Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world now. Okay, it's a very, very complex and diverse religious and cultural tradition, which has people believe that it is originated around 4,000 years ago, and even still other people like believes that more than that. Okay, but the history can be traced up to 4,000 years ago, and during Indus Valley civilization, it flourished, and people started accepting it. But the term Hinduism, as I said, is a relatively recent origin. It was not used from the beginning with the advent of Mughals and Britishers in India. So to differentiate Muslims and Christians and like this, so the term Hinduism started came into province, came into an popularity. Otherwise, there was no such term exist before that. Today, Hinduism is practiced by millions of people in the world, and majority of the adherents are residing in India and Nepal. But now you can find Hindus in many of other countries too. Right. So we saw that Hinduism, its origin is traced back to Indus Valley civilization. Then it's looked into a lot of developments during Vedic period, then Upanishad era, then emergence of a classical Hinduism, where it has got a various transformation, tremendous transformations and adoptions. It absorbed and various other cultural identities or cultural practices like Buddhism, Jainism, Islam, Christianity, and others. So now Hindus laws are based on not only Hindu scripts, it are based on a principle of equality. There is no that the traditional views we will see very limited aspects in that, but otherwise it's all are based on uh, principle of equality, and it is almost ready to be considered as uniform civil code for every citizen of India. So that's the another debate aspect: is Hindu law is a purely based on a religious text, or it is based on equality, and can it be considered as uniform civil code? That you will come to know when we go through this entire video series. We go through this book, Hindu Law by Dr. Rakesh Ainapur. Dharma and Dharmashastras plays greater role in Indian legislations, especially on Hindu laws. People consider to follow a dharma because of many reasons. It has many dimensions like on ethical reasons, moral, social, and legal. Various aspects makes them to follow dharma. The question arises here is, what is dharma? Dharma is nothing but a moral and ethical duty of an individual, which he must fulfill in order to live a righteous and virtuous life. So, to live a clear and good life in a society, he has to follow certain moral and ethical duties. That is what is dharma. So, this dharma gives some kind of responsibilities to a individual that they should follow while interacting with people in the society. Okay, so people follow dharma because they feel that it is their duty. This is their kartavya. So they definitely follow. People are following it. So the same principles are applied in Hindu law also. So these Dharmashastras uh, uh, basically rooted in Vedas and Upanishads. These are the texts or writings based on Vedas and Upanishads. The various Dharmashastras what we have are like Manusmriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, and Narada Smriti. These are the more popular or well-known Dharmashastras in India. So Hindu laws are also based on these well-known Dharmashastras. But of course, as again I'm keep saying that Hindu laws have moved, uh, walked lot from these Dharma Shastras to a codified law, and included lot of equality concepts in the laws. Okay. Why these Dharma Shastras are important in Indian legislation? Because these are the pillars. Okay, these have given moral and ethical foundation for Indian law. Many Indian law cases or other things, decisions are based on Dharma Shastra in the initial time. These are necessary for social harmony, to maintain the social relationship and other things. So these Dharma Shastras are very important. And we know that Hindu law is influenced by these Dharma Shastras. And Dharma Shastras are also critical because of cultural continuity. So we need to preserve the culture and transmit these cultural values to our next generation. So with all these things, with the historical significance of these Dharma Shastras are even relevant in modern codified world also. Important question is, to whom all this Hindu law is applicable. Indian demographic factors are very, very diverse. Many people or many sects of people are living in the country. And apart from that, within Hinduism itself, there is no one scientific definition that who is Hindu. And everyone they have their own principles, sets of beliefs. Every 100 kilometers of an Indian, you can find a different or a slight different variations in the belief. The end of the day, the idol worship or the salvation route, certain high level things are common, but apart from that, the customs, the way they live and the belief system on God are changing from every 100 or 50 kilometers in India. So, in this complex environment of in Hinduism, to whom all these Hindu laws are applicable is a big question. So, law made it very clear and very simple. Whoever claims that they are part of Hindu law, Hindu by religion, so whoever identify themselves as a Hindus by religion, for them it is applicable. It also includes various subsects of Hinduism, such as Veerashaiva, Lingayat, which are predominant sects in Karnataka and surrounding areas, Brahmo, Prarthana Samaja, Arya Samaja. So these all are slight variations and other things. So for them also it is applicable. Apart from this, there are various other subsects, subgroups and other things are there in India. To simplify that, law says that Hindu law is applicable to non-Muslims, non-Christians, non-Parsis, and non-Jews. If anyone is not identified as a Muslim, Christian, Parsi, and Jew, then it is Hindu law is applicable to him. Clear, guys? So Hindu law is applicable to those who do not identify themselves as Muslims, Christian, Parsis, and Jews. In India, if anybody is not identified as these four religions or followers of these four religions, then straight away Hindu law is applicable. You can call it as you are, I'm different, I'm separate, I have a different culture and other thing, but Hindu law is applicable for everyone other than these four religions. So Hindu law is also applicable for Buddhist, Jaina, and Sikh. So explicitly it is called out, even it is applicable. So they have already excluded. So it is an population. Certain sects is Muslim here, this Christianity, and then we have Parsis, and then we have Jews. living this entire population, they call themselves as Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Veerashaivas, Lingayats, followers of X, followers of Y, Arya Samaja, whatever they call, it is applicable for everyone who lives in this part. Okay. So I hope you guys are very clear who is Hindu, to whom these laws are applicable. Simple one is this: those who are not adhered to these four religion sects, then they are called as Hindus. Sorry, the Hindu laws are applicable. So the religious identity of Hindus can be studied under three headings: Hindu by religion, Hindu by conversion, and Hindu by birth. Okay. Hindu by religion is a very straightforward thing. Whoever claims that they are Hindus, otherwise Jain, Sikh or anything, and they are, then they will be called as Hindus. And even in certain, like after that, Hindus by conversion. So whoever is converted to Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, and Buddhism, for them also we considered as they are Hindus by religion. Okay, so what is that Hinduism means? We already saw. Whoever follows the Hinduism having a various and diverse tradition and rituals. It changes, customs are changing from one locality to the other locality. But there are some beliefs which are common. We do idol worships. We do certain rituals like marriages or other things, or in a system, like in a set format. So those things are common, and salvation is always a path for end for Hinduism. So like this, there are few diverse cultures, but with the common beliefs are also there. So those who are following those belief system is called as Hindus. In the case of Shastri versus Mooldas, it was court attempted to define who are Hindus. They said that it is based on acceptance of Vedas, belief in diverse means of salvation, and agreement with the worship of multiple gods. Okay, so there are various means of salvation, and then there is multiple gods which we are going to worship. This is the basic tenets of Hinduism. That's what was decided in Shastri versus Molda's case. Interesting point is Hindu by conversion. If anybody from other religion get converted into Hinduism, so welcome. So they can be considered as Hindu. But traditionally, if we see, Hinduism never allows for any kind of conversion, because there is no such text that people should follow. They should come and start living it. There is no question of conversion. And but from a legal perspective, with the changing dynamics, so Hinduism by conversion is also accepted. If anyone converts into a Hinduism, like if he getting into an Arya Samaja, then he follows the procedure of Arya Samaja to convert into that, or a Veerashaivism, or Lingayat, or anywhere, like whatever the sects within Hinduism, people wants to get converted, then if they follow the rituals or customs which are made by that particular sect, and they accept it, and then people accept those kind of the society accepts them, and then they will be considered as Hindus. So it is a voluntary act, and it is very important. But because of a changing dynamics, Hindu law accepted the conversion concept, and then uh, people have to follow the rules prescribed in the respective sects where they are converting. Important thing is in the modern world where father is Muslim, mother is Hindu, or vice versa, for Hindu, and then Hindu and Christian. There are various combinations which we can see in the modern world. Then how do we identify child's religion? Is it based on the father's religion, or it is based on the mother's religion, or how it is? It is all based upon the upbringing of a child, how this child has grown up. Okay, if it is child born to a Muslim father and a Hindu mother, and if they follow Hindu culture at house, then the child will be considered as Hindu. Okay, it was the leading case, Maneka Gandhi versus Indira Gandhi. The court in this case, the court ruled that Sanjay Gandhi, despite having a Parsi father, he was considered as a Hindu because his upbringing was more of a Hindu in nature compared to a Parsi culture. So it's important to note that the father's religion only will not considered for a child. It's all about how child is a child's upbringing is done. Okay, based on that, the court will decide uh, who is whether the child is Hindu or a Muslim or other community. So far we saw, right, Hindu by birth, Hindu by conversion, Hindu by religion, all those things we saw. And we saw that Hindu law is applicable to all the communities which are other than four important sects in India, like it is Muslims, Christian, Parsis, and Jews. So if it is that, so summarily, Hindu law is a uniform family law now. It's applicable to most of the people in India other than these four sects. Okay, so this was clearly established in the case of Gogi Reddy versus Gogi Reddy. So Hindu law is applicable to everyone other than these four communities. So as it is applicable to larger sects of a people, it has applied, it has considered a lot of uniformity, and it has started moving out from basic Dharmashastras to a equality based law. Okay, so like the conversion which was not there, that is included. And then if you see the property division for girls, which is given as a right. Divorce, which was not considered in Indian marriages, because Indian marriages used to be considered as sacrosanct and it will remain permanent, but now divorce is part of it. So lot of things which has come into Hindu laws, which is making that as a uniform family law applicable for every citizen in India. Moving on, a lot of things happened in Hindu laws history. Many things. There were small laws which were enacted during British era, and then people used to follow the Dharmashastras, moral grounds, ethical grounds, everything. Finally, after independence, four major laws enacted. There's a one more property law which I have not included here. Four major laws were enacted for unifying all the concepts of Hindu-related laws. First one is on a marriages, Hindu Marriage Act. It regulates the Hindu marriages, and it says what are the conditions for a valid marriages, and also it asks for a registration of marriages, and it gives outlines the grounds for divorce. Then the second one is Hindu Succession Act. It governs the inheritance and succession rights of Hindus, and then defines the intestate and testamentary. Like if there is a will, how the succession happens, and if there is no will, then intestate succession. So that was explained here, and how the property distribution happens in case of intestate succession. And Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act, who can adopt, how can, what are the conditions for the adoption, and in case of maintenance, how families will get maintenance from a living person. Finally, the Minority and Guardianship Act. So what are like responsibilities of Hindu minors, and then how guardians are appointed for them in case of requirement, various types of guardianships which are available, all are discussed in Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act. So these are the four major acts, and we will go through all these acts one by one in detail in the later videos. That's all on the introduction part of Hindu law, guys. What we do in the next video, we will go through the sources of law. What are the various sources for Hindu law, ancient sources, and then modern sources. These things we will discuss in the next video. Thank you so much. I request you to please share this video with your friends, and also I request you to subscribe my channel. That motivates me to put more and more videos on the law. Thank you so much.